In this presentation, I'm talking about director's responsibility or director's personal responsibility for the CPF contribution of their staff. If the CPF contribution is not paid in time, then it can be recovered by legal authorities from the personal assets of the directors. So I already have few videos explaining CPF concept and how the CPF scheme needs to be operated by the company and what activities they should generally take on a monthly basis. Now this is one of the important point, I decided to make a separate video on this topic. And let's have a look about this concept. So normally directors are not responsible for company debts. So company, as you know, is an independent legal person registered under the law, and company's debts and assets are independent from that of the directors of the company. Liability, if anything, is restricted to the company only. So let's take one example. Let's say that a company has taken a loan for operations and maybe plant and machinery and any other things. They have taken a loan from the bank, and the company operations go down and there's no more demand for the product that company is selling, and as a result company is unable to make the payment of that loan. Since it cannot repay, the bank or the creditors might sue the company and might ask for the liquidation of the company. Now in these circumstances, if the company's assets are not enough to cover that loan, then the bank cannot go back to directors and ask them to pay for the whatever is the shortfall. Whatever it can recover from the company asset, it can keep with them, but anything else they have to forgo. This is generally the principle when it comes to the liability of the company comes into picture. However, this restriction does not apply to CPF contribution. Now let's understand why this is so, or what is the concept behind it. So the logic is as follows. CPF money which is with the company is actually employee's property and it is to be handed over to the CPF board. So when the month end happens, the ownership of this money transfers from company to employee. Company is still in possession of this money, but now the owner is actually employee. So it is a third person's property that company is holding, and this money is to be paid to the CPF board on a priority basis. So the money has a first priority in case of any payment preferences or any kind of remittances. In case the directors fail to make the payment of this to the CPF board, this is considered as a misappropriation of third party funds. So it is something like considered to be a theft of some other person's property and then using it for personal purpose. Because of this reason, it becomes the personal liability for the director. So let's take a scenario. Let's say that for a company, payroll has been processed and company is about to make the CPF deposit. However, some urgent debt payment comes into picture and company decides not to deposit the CPF money, hoping that within 15-20 days they will get back the money and after that they will make the payment of the CPF, and therefore they make the payment of some other debt on a priority basis. Unfortunately, after this company goes into problem and it goes into liquidation. Now the CPF money is still unpaid. So in this case, CPF board can recover that money from the personal assets of the director. So if director has house or car or any other asset that can be attached and repossessed in lieu of this CPF money. So the important point to remember is CPF contribution when due must be paid with utmost urgency. If it remains unpaid, then it can be recovered from the director's personal asset.
Thank you for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Epica Consulting Singapore. Subscribe to our channel today to get notified when new videos are posted.